Okay, I'm back at my old house, so it's sold off already. If you want to check around, this is how it looks like. Unblocked view, pretty good, right? Depends on what you like as a homeowner. So I lived there for quite a while, and this was used as my boys' room previously. So now we have two boys. We upgraded for the space also. But I always wanted to drive home the point of living very humbly. I thought this was a good few years of grounding for him. To the master room, you see it's a very big master room, correct? It's just a very simple 3-room flat that we bought as first home. But I think one of the things that we did is we remodeled the toilet. And on hindsight, maybe not the best idea in the world. Firstly, you disrupt the waterproofing, which caused problems. And also the toilet area and the showering area became the same unit, so you can't have two people using the same unit together. But I guess all in all, it's a good closure. This place has been rented out for quite a few years, so I'm quite happy with the outcome, and the process has been really smooth selling it through Ohmyhome. Okay, we're back here. Bittersweet moment, because that was after all still my first home. I built it up, saved up for it with my wife. I wasn't like some rich kid like many of you watching. And just in case you were thinking, why did I sell off my home? You wouldn't do, correct? Timing the market has risk. Absolutely true. Do not sell your home. That's actually not my home already. This is my home. That's actually now a rented property, and to me, I see it as an asset, just like any stock in my portfolio. It's an asset, it's a value, and when time is up, it can actually be sold off. So do not sell your home. There's a lot of inconvenience. Do not time the market for that, because we never know. Property markets could continue to rise, and there's rental costs also. So this is my home. My children's lives are not affected. There's no inconvenience. And inconvenience to me is definitely not worth it. I just went by and cleared the place. It's just so much hassle to clear the furniture. Such a big headache. Another question you may be thinking is, why did I buy a resale HDB? Because that, after all, is now about 40 years old. Why didn't I buy a BTO? Because someone buying BTO would have easily made 300,000 to 400,000 in gain. It's absolutely true. And speaking about that, I'm actually quite salty, because as a Singaporean, my wife is Singaporean also. We both pay quite a lot of taxes. I've never gotten grants. I was not even eligible for BTO because last time, if I'm not wrong, the ceiling was $8,000 combined income. And there are always stories of big windfall gains. More than just that, there was no proximity housing grant last time also, which means every single benefit that young couples right now getting married today, that benefit, I didn't get that. And as we know, these are big amounts that can help them build their own financial journey. But complain? For what? No point also. I think in life we have to be grateful. At least I'm not born in Africa. Being in Singapore, that is everything that I should be focused on. I agree on that. So it's always a perspective. But in life, when you miss out on something, sometimes it helps you in other aspects. I do believe in that also. Without any grants or help to start things with, that also helps to sharpen my decision making in properties also. I bought a 3-room resale flat in 2011 because I thought property markets were getting expensive. In 2017, I upgraded, brought my family right here. That's when the en-bloc wave started to run. And now in 2022, 2023, I'm making the call now to sell it off. You may be also thinking about this. Why sell it now? Is there some missing information that I have not shared? Or you may be thinking, why not hold on to that HDB flat and keep it rented out? Because the cash flow seems a better option, unless I wanted to avoid ABSD or for another property investment on the horizon. I am selling out now, cashing in on this wave up in property cycle. I'm not buying one in the immediate horizon. If not, it's sell high, buy higher. That would have defeated my purpose and my view on bearish markets ahead for property segment. And actually, there's a simple answer to that, which is ABSD, Additional Buyer Stamp Duty. Right now, it's 17%. 17% in taxes, that is a hefty price to pay. Which means a $1 million property, you have to pay $170,000 in taxes. And that hasn't even factored in other costs such as buyer stamp duty and legal charges and stuff. So the next question is, since I have 2 properties, why not keep the HDB flat and sell the private property? That's a good question, and it requires some elaboration. Firstly, private property right now is my home, so I'm not selling it. There's too much inconvenience. Something I've shared already. But we have to also understand this. HDB requires 2 names to be inside. This private property, it's under my wife's name. Back then, we actually paid ABSD of 7% in 2017. And if I sell this home, which I'm staying right now, and buy another private property, whether it's now or in future, do you realize something? We will still attract that ABSD. Because quite simply, both our names are still tied in the HDB flat. And we also need to realize something. ABSD is not going anywhere anytime soon. In 2013, I thought it was temporary when it was introduced by government. In 2017, I kind of realized that it's not going anywhere. That's why I paid 7% to acquire this home quickly. Even if the market crashes, I do believe government will just reduce the ABSD from 70% back to 12% and eventually back to 7%. There's no need to remove ABSD absolutely. And once you realize that also, you realize that buying more than 2 properties in Singapore is likely a costly and risky endeavor. That is why in order to free up my name, that HDB flat needs to go. We may not be buying a property right now, but if markets do cool in the next few years, I will indeed be looking in the markets again. That's absolutely something I have in mind. It's something I've also communicated to you and firstly also communicated to my wife. Just in case we need a new house nearer my kids' secondary school or what, I would like to keep that option open and hopefully I can time it when markets are a bit more bearish. Hopefully you've seen a different point of view and hopefully you appreciate this open sharing. And as always, smash a like, smash subscribe so that we can reach a bigger audience together. Have I actually thought of just keeping my flat for rental perpetually to my last days? Absolutely, that was my original game plan. Just a simple calculation, rather than selling a flat for $500,000-$600,000, HDB rental could fetch 3,200 times 12 times 30 years, that is 1.15 million in rental income. That will surely be higher than selling right now, correct? I largely agree with that. Mine is not a 5-room HDB, it's also a 3-room HDB. So let's use $2,700, which is very modest right now in town area, times 12, that's $32,400. Net rent income, let's put it at $30,000. There's cost, there's taxes involved. When it comes to property, we have this term called cap rate. Especially when you follow this channel, I do a lot of REIT analysis. We look at cap rate and 30,000 rent income, that's about 7% cap rate. Way better than many commercial properties. And 15 years is all it needs to break even on that capital, which is why this is accurate. Renting out for 15 years, we have recovered all the costs and the future rental income will be pure profit. That was my original game plan. If you look around, the smaller the quantum of the flat is, the better the yield is. Mine being a 3-room HDB flat could have fetched me 7% in rental yield. A 5-room HDB flat will be lower in rental yield. And if you extrapolate that, a private property's yield is even lower. Some are even atrocious because if you factor in conservancy charges, sinking funds and stuff, you realize that rental yield cannot even beat Singapore savings bonds, for example. But again, it's ABSD, additional buyer's stamp duty. I cannot keep the HDB flat. It's like playing chess. It can be a knight, it can be a queen. You might need to sacrifice. I understood that there may be a need to sacrifice so that I can continue move forward and win. Of course, I would love to keep everything, but that is not how the game is actually played. If I don't sell now, then when? Looking back at my own journey, I've had to endure 10 years of negative return. This is a chart on my own particular blog. It's only recovered in the last few years. In some years, some of my neighbors were selling at $300,000 only. So journey is not always easy. Plus, I think I do know where to move the monies. With this sale, there'll be funds that'll be incoming. Some will go back to CPF OA and some will be in cash. And if you're curious where I'll be allocating it, I think it's quite simple. For returning CPF OAs for my wife, when the time is right, we'll make payments back for this home loan. Because 2.5%, that's what she earns. This home loan is 5% already. Might as well pay it off. Then for mine, I can always use the CPF OA to invest using the CPF investment scheme. For cash, I do see opportunities. And as always, if you like Find Me Better, smash the subscribe, stay tuned for it. When the time comes, I'll be showing you where I'm deploying this big capital towards. I bought this property towards the tail end of the last bear market. Back in 2017, I lowbought for this property. Now markets are bullish. I held out for an offer that I wanted. And Ohmyhome has actually helped me with this sale. And that's why I've decided to partner with them and share with you how they do things differently. The appointment is actually run by an agent. And by the way, this is my agent. But the marketing is actually done by a team rather than just an individual agent. So you can see from my listing, it's actually listed on the best platforms. Property Guru, SRX and 99.co. And from my experience, this is a very big difference because if you want results, you need exposure. So I've been through a process. If you're looking to sell your own house, also look for links below. Get in touch with them and I think they can also deliver you a good experience. Thank you for watching till here. As always, leave your questions in the comment sections. I also like to recommend you further to this previous video on home loan rates. What are my views on it? If you have an existing home loan, what to look out for? With that, I'll sign off from here and see you there. Take care as always. Goodbye.